my memory is full on Zoom, so they will decide to not copy anything. So I just have to always remind myself to do this. At least live stream it, that way we can do it. 1 second. Oh, here we go. This is what we're painting. It's a fun little scene, yeah. Yeah. Basically on this one, if we just do everything but the flowers first, or clouds, at least we get this background in. You get all that stuff in. You don't worry about any of this flowers. You don't in baby's breath. You don't worry about this Queen Anne's lace. We just worry about getting everything else back there. I want to do all those lines back there. We're going to do all those lines, telephone lines. Then we're going to do the sky and the sunset. Sunset's really burning out there, so we'll probably have to work on that a little bit. That's, anything that light, again, will take away from any of the colors we have here. There's a little building. That's not a building, that's a road. Gosh, I tell you, I do not, when I pick out things, I don't pick them out and look at them really, really tight, because I don't want to get that much information in my head. But just that right there, I thought that was a house. I thought, oh, that's like a little farmhouse back there, because of the roof and the white thing, and then you blow it up and you go,
you could make it a farmhouse.
I know a farmhouse would have worked, was a much better idea. Which, it's not hard. That's how easy it is. I mean, the value of a house, a white house, and a roof and stuff, it's really close. I mean, and if you wanted to do that, it for me, it will probably end up looking like that anyway, because I'm not going to be detailing out anything back there. Pretty much only the things that are going to get detailed out are the front things. Where there our focus is going to be on these flowers. Queen Anne's, it's beautiful stuff. You can just see the warmth in that, in the buds and stuff. We've got a lot of yellows and a lot of phthalo greens and some reds in them, but they're all really tight colors wise. They're going to be some beautiful things to paint. But the thing is, you got to get everything else, like I said, painted before it. So, and the thing is, that's the nice thing, is knowing that you're going to have something with a strong, hard focus going on top of this stuff. So then you can take it easier on the background. You could just kind of, start to muddle these kind of areas together, just kind of, you don't have to be focused. You don't have to look at, areas like in here and just start going, oh, each one of these is a branch. I got to get each one of these, highlights and stuff like that on it. You don't have to do that. I mean, yeah, okay, a little bit of stuff here, because the light's a lot harder there. But back in this kind of areas and stuff, you don't have to do too much. It's all kind of like muddling together and soft. And that's kind of what you want too, just almost like in photography, where you want to, you blur out the background a little bit. And so your focus of these guys just will pop, and then it's not too hard. We can do that. And you guys see the cloud formation. It's almost like my Monday night class, almost exact same colors. I think this is a different place, but you never know. Yeah, I like this design wise. Yeah, nice little swoop to the hill things. You got another swoop of coming down with the clouds, creating a lot of nice tension right there, which also kind of pulls just all the way down, keeps this thing from just sliding over. It kind of tells you right here, with this tension right here, pushes everything down, and you can start to see things. You look for these brighter, lighter colors, and all of a sudden, the flowers are just pop out. At least the ones back in here. These guys will be able to take advantage of that. You know, the big ones are gonna be fine. The big flowers. So the little ones, you know, that will take care. Okay, so that's that. I mean, yeah, a lot of little paintings. We're gonna try to keep the concentration of color down so it's not too bright, not too saturated. Um, and then we'll just really pop the flowers. That'll help us gives a better range of color to play with the flowers. We control the background down a little bit. Well, like it is. It's not like a big deal. Yeah, I would just say this area here is probably our uh, our worst area just because it's so bright. It's good. If you block that off with your hand or something, you can just see how the focus changes from that spot to the flowers. So if you tone that down, or even, you know, we'll probably end up bringing a little bit more of this yellow over into here. Maybe this is a little pinkier, not as white, you know, just tone it down a little bit like it probably was. You know, we'll really get a lot better uh, focus on the flowers then. It'll be nice. It's going to be really nice just because of I like the stringiness of the flowers. I mean, I like the heads being kind of big and bulbous, and then the really lines and stuff. I can see, you know, I'll be doing these kind of lines here with my knife, you know, just scraping them in, doing that, or with you know, we can erase them out. Sometimes, you know, the neat thing about that eraser is it takes it back to canvas, but the canvas is going to be stained. So it's going to have a tone underneath it. And sometimes just that little teeny line, we'll try it when we get there. But I just say sometimes that kind of thing there, instead of putting in real paint, just kind of just drawing in little lines like that, because it's really easy, so easy to do. It's like using a pencil. And so it's not like, you know, using a brush where, you know, you either have to really put paint on, you get thicks and thins and little things like that. So, you know, there's always problems. We can always go back and paint them in. So we'll try a few different ways. That'll be fun. That's the thing, is you want to try a few different, you know, this is a class. We want to learn, right? Okay. Let's see. How else are we doing here? Okay. All right. I think that's about it. Any questions on this?
It's a nice one. Thanks, Jim. Jeannie here. I'm sorry I'm joining late.
Yeah, Jeannie, where were you?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, Jeannie, we've heard that before about you.
I
Okay.
know. Something never changed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, this is fun. This is really going to be an exciting one. We'll try to take advantage of these slopes here and stuff. Maybe we can even, you know, bring it up a little bit more if that helps. Makes it a little more dynamic. You know, a lot of that kind of stuff I just kind of like do automatically when I start painting and laying it out. I don't really. I'm sorry. I've been doing this for kind of a while, and it just kind of just does it. So that I'll try to tell you, you know, you might want to sweep these things up a little bit like that and that, and you know, at least that'll make it a lot smaller area. We won't have to worry about light wise. That's just a pink. That's like oxide red with white in it. It should be good. It's a warm pink. All right.
You've been doing this a little longer than us, Jim.
Hey, there she is. How you doing, Cindy?
How you doing? Yeah, I think you've been doing this a little longer than we have.
Just a few, not much. Not.
We can tell.
Yeah, I've been trying harder. I think I've been working every day on it for a while. That's the whole thing. You see what happens? You guys can just sit there and work every day like this. It'd be great. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna see about. I might have put out a couple paints. Let me get this guy set up. Yeah, definitely gonna have to put out some white paint. It's really kind of messed up from an old class, and I was running just a little late today, so I was like, you know, just would like to get that cleaned up, just clean up my paint a little bit. I still got to put blues and greens out. Definitely want to put out some greens. You know, I use phthalo green, phthalo blue green, and by Rembrandt. But Rembrandt also makes this Van Gogh paint. It's basically a student paint almost. But when it comes to things like the strength, like of phalos and stuff, sometimes the student grade paint is okay because you know, this is so strong as it is. You know, it's good to be able to take care of, you know, have something to that it doesn't have to be quite that strong tinting power and stuff. It doesn't have to overpower the rest of
Hey,
the
Jim.
paints as much. Yeah.
Can I ask
Yes.
a question? How come no one ever likes sap green?
Yeah, what is wrong with sap green? That's funny. I think we had somebody
Sap
brought
green.
up sap green last week. You know, nothing wrong with sap green. I just don't have. I just try to keep my palette pretty simple, and that just don't need too many greens. When you got one, you can pretty much do everything with. You got blue, you can do pretty much everything else with.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with using it, right? They say it's a junk green, but I kind of like it.
Okay, you use as much. Hey, please use it. Have some fun with it. I don't care. I'm not, as long as you're not using it pure out of the tube or mixing it in. I just try to make my greens work together. I want to keep them working together. So that's why I'm always like using, one green to rule them all, right?
Right.
That's what I was trying. No one else got that. No one else got my Lord of the Rings thing there, huh? Okay,
Oh,
there you go.
I've
That's where
never
it was
seen it.
coming from. That's where it was coming from.
I was muted, but I got it.
Okay, thank you. See, oh boy, it's always nice when people get my jokes, but when they don't, it's always embarrassing. What was it? I had one live joke when we were doing a live workshop, and it was flicking your brush, bending and flicking and stuff, and somebody finally got where it came from, where I was kidding around with, being from Legally Blonde.
Yep.
Yeah, funny people. See, I can be a funny guy. I can be a funny guy. Anyway, nice, but still straightening up. Okay, we're gonna go to some titanium white, just some cad yellow light, cad red light. This is cad orange. This is these are two. This is ochres. This is gold ochre, and this is regular ochre. I don't, I just happened to have them out because I was painting goldens and stuff. So I had to have, this one's, you can see how warm that is. That has a lot more red in it than that ochre. Sometimes that comes in really handy. If you're painting goldens, this gold ochre is like almost a perfect color. You can almost use it straight out of the tube, but I don't. Okay, I don't. Here I have Venetian next to it. Next it is supposed to be alizarin crimson or rose madder, cobalt blue hue, phthalo green. I have a few other good colors up there, but those were for something else. Regular kit wise, not going to be doing anything too much special than a big brush, some bristles, and a couple synthetics should be able to do it. We're not going to be doing a lot of a lot of different brushes. We don't need a whole lot of brushes when we have this many synthetics. Bristles, you probably don't need that many either, but I just have to have them clean. So you clean them, yeah, put them out. Of course, gonna be using this, and we'll have a little, this is what I was talking about, something like this for a paint eraser, a little rubber tip would be nice to have to do these lines in these flowers. All right, colors. Let's get going. Get my monitor back up. I mean, the photo's not too bad. I mean, it's really pretty close to. Yeah, it's close enough. I mean, the reds. I think the red went in it, so it's got a little bit. We lost it all up here. So we won't be using it for that. We're getting our regular darks in. So regular darks, we're basically, we said greens. We're going to do some greens. We're going to need to get warm greens up front. You have this area here, pop. It will go nice with these other reds and oranges here. And then as we pass this green, flat green area, everything else kind of goes to a blue green or a even maybe in here, maybe more alizarin green. Now push it back. That should work. So let's get going. Let's start off with our greens, our warm front greens. Gonna go with some phalos. Put out some phthalo greens, and I'm gonna go with the oxide red to them. Or this is Venetian, sorry. So I'll get my red greens up front. That's not even a green, that's really a brown. That's pretty good. And then green next to it. You can just see a little bit of red in there. So it's not totally gone. Okay. Next to that, so that's just phthalo greens and oxide red for Venetian. Next to that, I'll do another couple greens, but these are going to be the cooler ones for the farther back. Be alizarin. Alizarin and green. Bring out my other green. More green. This one. There we go. So that one's green, and that's on the purple side. Now we need to get some cooler. You got warm light. You got gonna have cooler shadows in the farther back you go. So we're gonna go with some blue. Gonna be couple blues here. We're gonna be doing it's basically the same thing. We're gonna be going with, but we're gonna be going with alizarin first. Alizarin and blue. This will be on the alizarin side. You can see the red, kind of red purple. This will be on the bluer side. Yeah, it's just a little bit of alizarin in it. Pretty much almost straight blue, but just a little bit of alizarin in it, so it's not too hard. Okay. Other colors I see in here. Okay. Those are your dark greens. We're going to take these all down with just a little bit of white. Some of them. So we're going to be taking down with just a little bit of white. And then we're going to be probably adding like some cad yellow or cad orange to these colors. So, and then we're going to make up a few other greens, and then we'll make up the sky and all the light colors. These guys we're just going to take it out. I would say value-wise, this is really pretty dark. This is really probably right around you know, you know, 8s and 9s. You know, we're really 8s and 9s. So this is much like we put in here. I'm not sure if it's really going to make much difference, but it's just a touch of white in these guys, just enough to you can see something come through. That's almost like too much. That gray that came out of here, that's almost like a perfect mix of green and oxide red or Venetian here. Some put some more red into it to get the cheat it back to the red side, so it looks closer to that. This one's the phthalo green and oxide red. Definitely, let's see, just a little bit of white one goes a long way in these guys. You're not going to get a whole huge pile of it. But we won't need a huge pile. Most of the time, you're going to have lots of piles, really. That's just a little cool from my taking. This is the purple side. This is what I was hoping to put back in here. This is, I say purple, it's phthalo green and alizarin, which makes a beautiful purple. And this one too, it's on the phthalo green side. So I'm just adding just enough color of white just to bring out the colors that they're all black. That one's almost too bright. That's okay. All right. So that should pretty much take care of a lot of the darks off the bat. The darkest, a lot of the darks in here. Warm darks, cool darks, red darks. This one just a hair too red, too green. So this was just too sweet. So we need more of a dull one because this will come in, got a few nice areas in here. All right. So we took and added white to these things. Let's take a piece of these guys. You don't need much of this. We're going to just take a piece of these guys. We're going to add either cad orange or cad yellow to them. Let's try cad orange of these guys. Did not push it very far, but you could start to see where it can come into play, especially up top. You just get enough cad orange in there. So I'm going to put cad orange in the green here. These next ones, I'm going to put cad yellow in. I want to try cad yellow. They have enough reds in them already. I'm thinking, hoping to get a couple cool greens out of these things. I'm going with yellow on these ones. I'll get some yellow greens, which only hit a few spots. But we'll keep trying. This one should be brighter. This is what I'm aiming for that middle green in here. Just right. So I'm going to go back to the home value and darken it up. But this is the color I was thinking I could get really right in there. Yeah, it's really close. Just needs probably some blue into it. I think we're going to get that on these next ones too. Same thing, cad yellow in purple. This should get some nice warm things. This is where I'm hoping to get a little bit of the tops of the flowers in here. Some of these colors. Brighter greens in here. Find out a few places we might be able to use them. Same over here. We're going to make a few more greens. This is supposed to be blue. Too much white. It's supposed to be a lot different than that. Doesn't really look like it. I could see it in here, but not quite as much as I want. All right. So there's a few colors. That's pretty much. The next things I want to build are the sky. I want to do the sky because a lot of the flowers we're going to be building afterwards are going to have a lot of reflections of blue and stuff, and pinks and things coming from the sky. So it'd be good to have those colors first. So we need blue. And we're going to put out blue. And probably some little. It has a little purpley. I would usually go with phthalo, but and do a little purpley thing. But I'm going to go with a little cad red to this color because I already have alizarin here in blue. Don't have cad red in blue. And I think if I take this one down with some white, don't need it that dark. I don't need it really for anything that dark. Let me see. It looks like it really grayed out a lot. Let me put some more blue into it. So it's just a hair of red, of course. It could be. Yeah. Try it again with some more white. So a lot of pretty close to almost white and blue. Yeah, looking at that going, oh, that's a little cool, but it has its points. This has its points. There is right here in the middle of this section, right in the sky, this color. But everything else is touch warm, so it does need a little phthalo. I'm going to take a little piece of, just put a little phthalo green into it here. Just get a little bit more phthalo green and blue. Okay. And then add white. Okay. Definitely not quite there. It definitely says more blue. But not by a whole lot. Now it's still on the green side, but really it was close. So I am just gonna. Sometimes instead of just wasting piles like this, because some of these colors are, really nice to have. So there you go. This is it. Just a little bit more white to taste. And we should be really close. There you go. So sometimes just keeping a little bit of the pile left alone. As you go down, little greens. These greens you're gonna find probably closer to the cloud, and they'll go really cool against these purples and stuff. Speaking, okay, clouds, purples. We need purples. We need some other things. We already have purples. Basically, we just got to take these alizarin and blues, phthalo greens, and red and alizarins. Oops, let's not steal the whole pile. Just got to take these guys all the way down with some white, and then we'll warm up. But we're going to need a couple probably warmer. Ooh, I'm going to steal some more from that. Not going anywhere, and make some more pile. The phthalo green definitely is not in here, right? No, not yet. The great thing about these colors is if you get them to the right value, you can get them all to the same value at this of this guy. You can get that red, that you catch that red value, and you make these purples and these other greens to it, you'll be fine. Now you can start to see this where this can go. You can go in behind that red. So we do need a cad red. And we started with one. It's supposed to be on the blue side. That's supposed to be on the red side. So I'm adding more blue to that one. Just a touch. I'm going to leave it there. I kind of like it there. Okay. One of the colors we do not have out here is the cad red and blue. I did have it up here, just did not make it on the cad red side, which I should have. If I would have done that, because I don't need that file. If I would have done that, I would have got this. Even though it's on the purple side, you could see that's really close to what we need.
Jim, that was cad red and what?
This is cad red and blue and white
Okay, thank you.
right now, and then I'm gonna. Right now, it's still on a little bit on the blue side, which
Okay.
is okay. It's okay for this area back in here,
Mm-hmm.
but when you get closer to the sun, we do need it on the red side. So I'm gonna add just a little touch more cad red to a piece of it, and that's it. That's all I have to do. That and brighten up a piece of it. Make my highlights and the flowers, and we're set. So that's getting close. That's all over in there. It's really just, wow, how much cad red I have to use here. Maybe I have to use cad orange to get that next line. To go here, that's too much red right there. I'm taking much more white. Let me see. That's a lot of white I'm just putting in this color.
What color is that now, Jim? Red and white?
Yeah, this is cad red and white. That's pretty close. It's pretty close. I just had to really put in some color and some white to get it up here. But I think that's it. Now we basically just need really the flower colors, and well, we didn't do that brown, red brown that goes in the middle here. Really thought it was going to come out of one of these guys, which it should. That's where it should come out of. Okay, I'm just going to start this over. This is just Venetian. I'm going to leave a little Venetian out too. But I'm going to do Venetian and ochre, yellow ochre. I'm not going to use the gold. I'm using yellow. And let's get this to this stuff in the middle there. I didn't think it was going to take much. Okay. Let's just keep adding some ochre to it, a piece of it. Take a piece and just do ochre and a little bit of that. So it just has a little bit of red into it, and it's ochre. It looks just like that. That can be our lighter one. I might even add just a touch of cad orange into it to spike the color, to push it up a little bit here and there, just for this little area here, to brighten it up. I can use that to help brighten up. But you can see also it can go into a lot of these stems and other areas. So these little red browns would be nice to use. We might be able to use a cooler one, but I think it's gonna cool off on its own. But I did want to, like I said, take a little piece of it and add just a bunch of white to it, because I think this color knocked down can to be right in there. Do a lot of damage in there and do it will be good to go. I might take a little ochre, my last few colors, put some ochre and white together. Just for this area here, around here, and maybe into some of these guys, but not much because it's too bright. That's just ochre and white. You go into these areas here, the clouds, stuff that warm it up. Okay. All these guys here are pretty good. These guys are going to go into the clouds, but they're also going to end up going into a lot of these flowers. There's just a few colors I think everything's pretty much here. Everything's just going to be little grabs of color. Like when I take these greens here and add some white, just enough white to them, you're going to get these olive white color. That's going to really do the number. And that was just, this right here was, I grabbed here was from Cobalt Blue and Alizarin with white, and then added Cad Yellow to it. I grabbed that, put that over here, and added white to it. And that's really close to what I need. But I think any of these greens here, even these grayed out greens over here, just a little bit of white, will get you all these other ones too. But the nice things, I like the grayed out, warmed up. Oh, there you go. See? Grayed out. That'll help all these ones in the little bit the shade value side of these flowers. So I'm going to mix a little bit more. This came from over here, this Fatal Green Oxide Red with white. No green in it, no yellow in it, just with white. And then just adding white to heighten the value to probably about a 3, but it's pretty close. You know, right now it's at a 5. So it doesn't take much color to get it up there. And that's a warm one. That's a cool one. You can do that with all these greens and even this red, orange red here. And be nice to have. Just to have these last little touches for brightness. This one's touch bright. Watching my brightness. Values, getting close. Mitzi can even use this up here. No, if I can use it up there, I'm going to make a little bit more. I'm always just, this is where the fun is. You know? There we go. That's just, I'll go through the colors now. Those two, that one just has more white in it. Nice little putty colors. So that's pretty much it. I think I can get pretty much everything I need out of that. Out of these colors, these guys here are going to just come from a mix of these guys. All right, colors. Phthalo green and oxide reds at the beginning here. This is red side, that's the green side. Coming down with a little bit of white. When I got down here, that's pretty close to like the 8 and 9 that range, the second tier of colors. Then I just added Cad Yellow to it. In value wise, I kept them, they're going to end up being pretty dark too. I'm not going to really spike too much. Over here, this is supposed to be, if I had some more here, it'd be phthalo green and alizarin together. This is on the red side. That is on the green side and with white, and then with yellow. Over here, I did blue and alizarin together. and came down with white, and then down here we added yellow to it. Over here we can use, we see the phthalo green, the lizard and stuff, and we add yellow to it. We really came close to that mid area of greens and stuff. So that's a good little section to know to have. Over here, we started making the sky. I started off with blue and cad red together, and mostly blue, and came down with white. And I got to this point where I could see it in the middle here in areas. This might be good for areas up in where the red's going to go, but it wasn't. Most overall of that area, it would need to be warmer, and so we added phthalo green to it. Came down with the right green, and just had enough white to get about the right value. A couple values, so we can change them up really quickly. Then we've got about this orange area, this swatch of orange. That was pretty simple. That was just a Venetian or your oxide red and yellow ochre, yellow ochre together. This has just a little bit of yellow ochre in it. This has a lot more yellow ochre in it. And then we added white to it. White to it here. This is just ochre and white. Then I brought down figuring, okay, I got to, start working on the flowers too, color-wise. Basically, I took all these purples and these greens, brought them down here, added white to them, so they got really kind of clean. Those guys are going to be able to get into these flowers, but we also needed a few other ones, so we took these yellow versions of them with just a little bit of yellow in them and added white to them. Well, this one came from this phthalo green and oxide red. It's kind of a grayed out one. It's really pretty. These colors are, we started working on that's where those ones really weren't exactly for the flowers. They were supposed to be able to go up here into the clouds, but that's how close they're going to be value wise. I can be able to take anything from there and bring it down here, and it should work. This is just cad red and blue. And I see I just had to keep adding red to it, trying to get to this value up here. I wanted to get this strength of color. And so it's just add a lot of chroma into it, which is the red. You keep adding that into it till it spikes it a little bit, so you can really feel the warmth come through. And then I went past it, which is what I wanted. I had to pass the color, because I had to get too red so that I can bring it back with white and cool it off. So you're always thinking about that. Again, these came from these greens here. This is basically blue and red and yellow with white. And over here we got phthalo green and oxide red with white, and on the green sides. And then this one's just really it came with well, that's supposed to be came from there. These two colors are supposed to be the same, but yeah, so it came from of Venetian and ochre with white. So it has a little more ochre in it. So maybe that one just has more Venetian in it. That's about it. Those will fit in there and pretty much make this painting. At least, get the guts of the painting, and it should be fun. So, any questions? Put up my oil, safflower oil. Just enough to do it. Okay, get it. Turn some things back on, and we'll be good to go.
Well, congratulations, Jim, on your Oil Painters of America
Yeah,
acceptance
thank
entry.
you.
Yeah.
Did you enter?
Awesome.
No, I didn't, but I have set a goal for myself next year. I'm gonna
Okay.
do it.
Definitely. I mean, it's a lot of joy. It's a really great organization, and
Yeah,
it's
I'm a member, but I definitely, that's a goal. I'm gonna really try to start painting a lot more and see what I can
I-
do.
paint your dog, and you're almost guaranteed to get in. I hear. Take it from me, right? They don't see it. I mean, that's the thing is when they're judged, everything's being judged up there. It's like there's like 2,000 entries. So the guys want, they have a series, couple judges, who they're all looking at the same pictures and numbering them down on what value the painting is, if it's a 5 or a 4 or something like that, or a 3, and so after a while, they see so many, they need, you need something fresh. See, so that's why like
Right.
snow paintings and dog animals work out really well.
Awesome.
Snow paintings too. That's interesting.
Yeah, little things
Yeah.
they see a lot of portraits.
Mm.
Portraits are tough because you got to be competition in portraits is really tough. I am gonna go with probably like I do have Venetian out. So I'm just gonna go with Venetian, something simple, gray. That will help. I think when we wipe it off and stuff, we'll probably get a lot of the color in that area there. So that will help keep things tamed down. I think color wise. I'm only painting a small one today. Just ran out of my my bigger ones. So I have to bring you guys in close to see it. So that's okay. How's the light on it? You can see all the colors and stuff pretty well now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I just put in new lights and
Oh, looks great.
the colors are supposed to be good, better than what I used to have. So I don't know how much that would mean for you guys, but every little bit helps at a certain point. There we go. Definitely, yeah. This is really pretty good standard composition. 2/3, 1/3. Really, anything above, 1/3 is good. Anything, in the bottom third is good. The horizon wise. So this one's pretty much, at 1/3 the regular horizon would run, and then the mountains kind of come out of it this way. So you got this over here, right here. Got nice tree action here, right about 1/3 in, which is good. So that's about it. This is why I like landscapes, painting landscapes. A lot of times you don't even have to be as drawn out as you need to be, especially if you're doing plein air and stuff, because you're going so fast, plein air wise. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to do a scene and not worry too much, as long as you have the basic design elements in there, right? 1/3, 2/3 type things. To know where where your things are going to end up. You know, everything else is just breaking it down into big shapes. Right here, those hills. I'm not, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to put in these big guys too much, any of the flowers too much. And just keep things down, going down, and then just spots of color there. Green. Okay. Let's get our darks in. I'm going to go in my darks first. I'm going to layer them warms to cools. Warms to the front. So those phthalo greens with the real oxide red or Venetian red we mixed in, those could go down here in the front. Definitely on the red side. Anything on the red side, you put that in here. Even though, wow, see, it looks a lot redder in my on my palette because it's right next to phthalo green red. So it looks, you can just see the red in it's just pop out. But then you put it here, it doesn't punch, just doesn't shoot as much, so which is good. So I was going, man, this is almost brown. I'm putting down here, but it's a green brown. And if you leave it, you know, if I do put it down full strength, you can really see it. Also, want to make sure when I do get in these areas here, you know, even into this where I'm going to be putting some of this orange, just to carry this color into it a little bit, so I don't want to leave like places lines or anything. I don't want to, you know, create too many hard edges when I come back and put other color in, just so it's not too cut out at the end, which happens, which is, you know, there is something to be said for that, because I've seen some really great painting landscapes where they are really put in with a like a synthetic brush like this, and they get very you know, very chiseled look to them. I always figure the chisel look is what I'm working on at the end to really finally get the final piece together. So what I'm doing here is putting in the warms here, with the warms, phthalo greens, and oxide red. Behind it, right here, this is just the same color. It's just more phthalo green, and I'll be taking that up right up into where that bright green is going to go. So that's going to go in here. Just going to work out that where that. Whoop! I just wiped out my house. Oh, I was going to put my house. Anyway, these are some of the base tones for these trees here. Probably a little light. I probably should. I'm going to go with, since I'm ran out of paint, I can go with, and I still need a dark. I'm going to go with the, here, I'm going to just switch over to phthalo green and alizarin and just keep going with that. This is on the green side, and I'm going to put alizarin at the bottom of that pile now. That red, because that's even darker. See how that's really right in here behind these good, that brown's going to be there, a red brown. This will be nice. So I'm just looking for the dark areas now, and you know, right here I was going to put that house, so wipe that back out, the red out and the roof out. Don't forget my angles coming down. I'm going to take this color into this guy too, because in the middle of this section here is really, of this that tree there's got a lot of darkness into it. And that alizarin, the phthalo green's working out really good for that too. So just looking at that. Bring it back in here a little bit. The lower ends. Doesn't mean, even though I say I made it for this one spot, doesn't mean that I can't bring it back in here too. Just always like to point that out. It's like, that's what it was made for, but it doesn't have to be end all there. Let me see back in here. Here I might be end up being going now with more blue, since I used that phthalo green a little bit sooner than I wanted. Let me see this. This is just blue and purple. Alizarin. Okay. I'm going to put it in the back mountain. The blue on the back mountain, the red with the more alizarin in front of it. So this is blue going back in here, going into this mountain back there. Going to thin it out a little bit so it doesn't stand out too much. And then as I come forward into this thing, you know, it's only a few spots that really have really good, strong contact with blue. But where you have the red, green, the trees and bushes and stuff, switching that over to, look at that, that's the alizarin and blue coming into it. And you can just see how that really separates. That comes forward, that recedes a little bit. I mean, just because of the contrast, this being so dark, it really pushes that forward nicely. And kind of anchors the what's going to be going on here. That green, other green, going to anchor it to the ground. Other places I can use it in here, not much. Just don't want to leave too hard a line. And I think that orange tree will be a really nice effect to it at the end. Okay. Color. Now I'm just looking at my brush, you know, going, okay. I'm pretty much done my darks. Pretty much mountain, band of trees here, and some other areas here. So pretty much that's all my very dark colors. Now everything else is pretty much mid-tones. Like I said, I think I'm just going to go right to the sky and put that in. Usually I hold back on the sky and put the sky in last, but I want to get it in before I get a lot of green into my brush, just to keep things clean. And oil clean. So this is going to be blue and white, and the sky color is blue, white, and just a little bit of phthalo green in it up here. In, and I'll just push down. I got rid of a lot of sky here, so I'm going to probably push this guy down a little bit more. Probably should erase it. It was a good stroke, but I think I'm just going to erase it out a little bit. Get that dark purple out of there because it will take all my paint to cover it up. So again, thin it out a little bit there. Okay, now I'm just going to go with the medium tone in the middle of that. It gets a little bit lighter into this cloud. near the edge of the bottom. Right. And we're going to come back with some more phthalo green mixes we made. Did not put in the clouds at all. Didn't think of, I mean the clouds above the hill over there. Guess they just didn't strike me as being anything worth diving into. So this has just a little bit of phthalo green into it now as I get closer to the edge of the cloud right in here, and you get a little bit of warmth coming off it. That needs to be a little darker. Oops. Don't know if we can get that. Since I did pump up the hill a little bit here too. Probably won't put both this one and that one in. I'll see about maybe the bottom one being more important, maybe just cutting off this guy here, pointing to the flower, and then just doing this guy here, coming back in and pointing back into the flower. Probably could be a really good answer. All right. Since I got purple, I'm going to go right down and do my little bit cloud colors. Or I'm going to be doing a little more purples back in here. I want to do blue purples behind the red purples. So basically, I'm going to be painting almost the shape of it in purple over the red purple. I mean, it's the blue purple, but the red purple is going to go in over it. And I was thinking I'm just going to paint the whole shape with that blue purple first, and then come back with red. You guys get what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Red, purple, blue, purple, purple, blue. It's you got to know your warm purples, cool purples, and your yellow purples. They're very important to know. Anyway, so that's that. And if I want, like I said, I might come back and now you get it. See, it didn't do anything. All right. So I just kind of like put in that purple here in there. As you can see, value-wise, I'm really almost too subtle. I probably should bring it back in the value of this in a little brighter right here. A little cooler, too cool right there anyway. Sometimes you can't even tell if it's too cool until you put a warm next to it like this. When you get the warmth of that red showing through and stuff, really tells you that the sky was just a little too cool there. Okay, bring it back in here a little bit, get some blue in there. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to go. The clouds aren't the big hero of the painting. It's going to be the flowers. So like I said, I want to just keep this stuff just a little calmer, simpler in the painting. So I'm going to be going with just a few purples we made up. So this first one I'm putting in is going to be red purple. It's going to be the cad red, light, and blue and white. And that's going to go in this back area here and work towards this way, is where it's going to be just a little bit on the bluer side here and purplier side. And then as I come forward towards the light, I'll be brightening it up and lightening it up. But I can just start with the mid-tone value it is. I'm just going to just make sure when I put it down, I don't watch for straight lines. So rolling your brush at the end is always a good idea at the end. Push the red into this area. Set. As I get up here, I'm going to start going to a lighter version. So this has less blue in it, just mostly red. And that goes right here in the middle. Got a lot of purple in here. So when you put it in, it's going to be way too bright. You hit it again with your brush, you touch it again, it's going to drop down, and you drop it one. So 2 or 3 touches should push it right into place, the color into place. Just like that. You can just watch what's happening. And if it's too much and stuff, you can always come back and gray it out, blue it out, whatever you need to do. Now, at least, though, we also do it by doing that. I've got a consistent color on my brush that's really close to what I need for, pretty much all the grayer outside dead colors that have already been, has a lot of sky mixed into it. So that's good. That's good. Always paying attention to what's on your brush. Knocking this one spot down, dragging it out a little bit, letting it. Okay. One more time with that. Maybe not quite as strong now. Did not need much paint on that, as amazing as much as I made. Let's flip this. And I'm going to be going to pretty much do the rest of the shape with this color. This is just basically cad red and white and just a little bit of blue, basically with a hair of blue in it. So I'm trying to get rid of a few of these. Also, there's the second mountain area here, back in here. You want to touch that area up with this color. That'd be nice, because that will just set the value range for when you put the other colors in. Then it's going to mix in with this red, and it'll just save you a little time. Not much time. This is going so fast. There's just a lot of touchings. And then I'm going to take and roll my brush over it a little bit, just because sometimes you start getting lines going through these things. And just to soften them, you just take your brush and just kind of roll it through it a little bit. Kind of does a lot of breaks up these lines a little bit. Also, I have a pretty big brush I'm working with. As I'm going now, I'm going to go. Basically, I'm going to try this ochre and white at the end here. This is just ochre and white. On this back edge of the cloud, and then work it back into the middle of the cloud. That's how I'm tacking it. And then find that one. There's one puff of cloud right here. That's a pretty ugly shape. So, if you just roll your brush a little bit and get that yellow in there, it's just as good as painting that little marshmallow shape there. Also, if you want to take that same color and just run it back in here in the back edge of your mountain, you should be good too. So that's just ochre and white mixed in. Just don't want this thing being running in exactly with that guy. So just being behind it. So Okay. We can probably go brighter, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go back to some of our very first colors. These are oxide red and blue, phthalo green, but these have white in them. I'm gonna put it that right where I put that red. I'm gonna take it really gently and see if I can just softly push these two together, like 1 or 2 strokes here. You know, gently pull these colors together. Wipe my brush a little bit. Get this other section for this thing here. That'll be it. And then just soften that edge with a finger. That's one of the things that you guys really take care of, keeping your hands clean, so you can use your fingers to do these. Get in here and do these things. You know, that area here is a tree or something here showing up. I want to get that, break this line here too, slow things down, blend these guys together a little bit. Okay. Almost blocked in. That's pretty quick. But that's the way landscapes are kind of like meant to be. They're not meant to be, you know, well, these are sketches. We're pretty much smaller paintings. If they were huge, yeah, you're going to spend some time on them. These guys want to just kind of just go after real quick. Before I go in with my reds, I'm going to go with my. I'm going to start let's get that mid green in here. I'm going to put a little bit purple underneath it first, though. Really thin. This is the alizarin and phthalo green. I just want to put that underneath a little bit, soften edges. Going back a little bit. Into where I'm going to put that bright green. Going back here. Why? Because I just don't want it too strong going in there. But right now it does kind of jumps off here a little bit off the palette. So just this will help calm it down. Color, when you grab the first color, you're going to get full strength color. So you want to put it where you see full strength of green too. So closer to this front edge, we'll keep it like that, and then drag it into the things. That's about it for that. I mean, really, that's how. Just now, I don't want to get rid of that purple like I could just put in there, because it's just really taking this color and settling it down, telling it where it belongs. You know, now that it's getting mushy, and this is the thing is, if I keep going, I'm going to blend it all together. So at certain points, you got to just stop making strokes, and live with it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be, I'll probably have to brighten up a few spots. Not too much. Okay, that green's in. Let's see if that green's in. I'm going to look through here and find some more of those greens. Probably right in here. This is probably where a good bristle brush probably do a better job than what I'm doing right now. Because bristle brush is going to get a better mix. I mean, not a better mix, but lay in the colors a little bit better, more closer to what I need. Lay them in with my big brush kind of will give me the effect I wanted. But now in here, this is more stringy and things like that. That's as a bristle brush, so you get these kind of strokes in here like that, and you don't the paint just mixes totally different. It's not a blend, it's a push it out of the way and shove me in there type thing until you start blending. All right. No, I'm gonna go through my greens. I got a bristle brush out now. That was with that same green I used that was here. I used it down at the very bottom a little bit because I could see that green popping through a few spots. The rest of them, like from this tree to all the tops of those trees, have a lot more yellowish orange to them and stuff. So a little bit knocked off. Let me try this. This is kind of phthalo green and Venetian mixed together with a little bit of white, and then came down with cad yellow. The bottom tier, I'm going to see about how that works on this tree here. Some of this the shaping of this bush here. And the highlights. Didn't go dark enough on it. Did not go dark enough on this back edge here. I'm going to darken that in real quick. Kind of nice glare on my screen now. So it's just, see, it's never me. It's always going to be, my materials or something else. It's never I screwed up, right? So that's the way it's supposed to be. We didn't screw up. It was our materials. It was something else. See, didn't even bring it up dark enough up here. This could have came down a little far. Oh boy. See, I was just talking too much. It's okay. Like I said, though, it's a landscape. So I'm coming in. This is alizarin and phthalo green now on the alizarin side. Coming back to that, I'm gonna get rid of that brush. Definitely don't need it anymore. Just can use a big bristle to just get in the dark areas back in here. I didn't. I'm gonna go with phthalo green though, and alizarin in this far back area. And then just seeing what I have on my brush sometimes. Okay, shouldn't be too many, bright colors. Since I haven't touched too much that are bright. So. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go more with my those guys again. So this is when I came down. This is Venetian blue, phthalo green, and yellow, cad yellow. Definitely start to work that color into these, into that where that red's gonna go. Area. You can put it in, especially this farther back area back in here. You can put it in. Put the roof of the house in with it. You can. That's going to be more in this color. It could be more red. That's okay. Just getting this into this area here will help start to make the painting come to life too. We've got all the light colors yet to put in. But just trying to get some of these browns in here. And this is a nice, really good transition between dark and light or bright. Using that, that's good. Also look for that color. These colors. And over here, at least underneath, and then you can brighten up these areas. I'll just use these areas, this color to comes mark this area. Okay, that's not bad. I'm gonna go to the green side. Let me see what the green side does. A little bit better, lighter. So just working my way down. This is alizarin, phthalo green, and cat and yellow. On the alizarin side, it's a little bit brighter than other colors. So I'm just going to find little areas as I come around here, put it in. Basically, it's just going to be some of the rim lighting on a lot of these trees at the end back in here. I'm trying to put them in just a little differently than, hold my brush a little different each time I come here and put one in. So it's not, my brush isn't hitting the same way constantly, which would basically nullify any good marks here with too many good marks. That's a lot of reasons why you take a brush stroke and try to make it go as long as you can. Try to take 5 strokes and make it 1 is for that reason, because if you put too many of the same good strokes together, they just nullify each other. So you need to have, if you can put 1 great stroke in and just go around, turn around, it's great. It's 1 great stroke instead of 6 okay strokes. It could have been better. Okay. That didn't make much sense, but hey. Oh, I keep painting over my house.
What color is the house gonna be?
I'm just gonna keep it white with, probably put in some nice window treatments or something like that in it, Not much. Nothing too big, right? We're just gonna make it as simple as possible. All right, so I got a lot of those sort of put in my lighter greens and stuff here, even for this stuff. Gonna look for. I have 1 bright green back in here. I want to get that guy in. I don't have too many of these bright yellow greens. So getting that one in. Probably getting, I would say also if you got just a little bit darker green underneath, it would have been better too. Right there would have been good. There is some little sand colorish things here. Right in here. Okay. Could be a lot of things. Could be a house here too. I don't know. Have to look closer. All right. I'm just, like I said, nothing too strokey here. Nothing to give too much away yet. I'm gonna try some of this orange in here now, because I'm to the point where I'm going to be doing a lot of the highlights and rim lights in this orange too. I want to get this guy in just a little bit stronger here. This guy's not big enough. This area here. Wimpy. But I'm just gonna, like I said, go to some of these oranges first. Now I'm gonna go because I think I can get some of the, I can get a lot of this stuff done with these oranges. Definitely a bristle brush, a little scratched here. Take it easy, push it, pull it. A lot of, bring up a few of these flicks past where they need to go. Just push everything back and just have, start to concentrate there a little bit. Just this front edge there. Okay. I'm thinking that this color, I just put here. Then it's going to go in a few other spots over here. And right there. Might be the same one that's going to be back in here. And do all this stuff. So all I got to do is I'm going to break it down, make sure the bright orange, the ones with yellow orange in them, yellow orange, it's a Venetian and ochre. So the ones with more ochre in them, making sure that they go closer towards the light. I'll work that in here and back in here. There's a light, and then as it comes back over here, farther away, I'll be able to take and just use more of the Venetian side of the color. So here, I'm just going to draw it in. It's not too much by itself. Work it back in here a little bit. Goes really on top of this hill too. Even though I didn't, kind of took it out. At the top of the hill there gets a lot of light. Gets a lot of red here. So push it back in. Just scrub it, and then when we get back here, I'm just going to scrub it back and forth and dirty my color up a little bit, so I can get these more subtle areas with that same color back in here. And this is straight more Venetian, just a little bit darker than that. Like I said, if it's too bright, touch it twice. That should do it. I can use a little bit of that for this, just this last hill back there. All right, we're moving on. Definitely want to keep this out though. Definitely want to go with the lighter now colors. Here, this is the more ochre coming back into this little area. But I think everything is going to work out pretty well for the color, or for the flowers coming in. trying to watch a few lines here. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I think next, the telephone poles back there don't really mean anything. They really aren't anything. So they don't, I'm not going to really give them any love. Goofing on that. I'm just going to grab a slightly smaller brush. I'm going to go with a synthetic though. I just want to put in a couple strokes on this this house here with that same red brown and stuff. I just want to get the lighting is, just by giving it some real paint on the top edge, drifting it down. That's all you have to do on that to make it a house. Sort of a window there, already taking care of itself. I just want to bring
You're
in
going
some.
closer, Jim. We can't hardly see that.
Oh, yeah, 1 second. Oh, well, 1 second. I got tangled up. No, I didn't do anything to it. It's just a little mark. And as you can see, as far as I can go down right now.
Okay.
It's
I
just
get
a
it.
slight.
Is that-
It's just a little hit on the angle, the pitch of the roof right in front. That's all I was trying to hit. Um,
Is that red
Worrying-
the pitch of the roof, or is that red a tree?
red. No, that's. Well, you funny
It's hard
girl.
to see so far away.
I
I
know
can't
it
see
is
it.
far. I know it's. I know. Okay, it is. Right here. So
It's
basically,
the roof, right?
this is the roof right here. Just a little coming out of these trees, right here, covered up by these trees right here. So it's just, you see just a little bit of it. And I just used a little bit. That's regular Venetian right here, left over from toning it. You can put that right here on the right to the edge of the roof line, going up towards the peak, and then hitting the peak
Okay.
with maybe some of that, just a little bit more ochre in it, which we're using here. Maybe a little sky. Maybe here's a little sky, just at the very top, just a touch. That reflects some color. Just those edges. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do too much more. I'm not really trying to, build anything up there. I was just trying to throw in haphazardly because it was there. Just thinking it could work. Right now, I'm just going to go back in now with a bristle or a synthetic, just clean up a few spots and stuff because I got a little bit of everything going on here, just touching and trying to. Got a lot of roundness here, and then just going back in and just pushing a couple of these things and breaking a few lines, creating a few air holes in trees like this, just so you can feel like you can get through, see through them. This back here, I want to see, this is that Venetian white I was talking about for this bright area. how bright it gets. And this would be a great little area to have a nice kind of a chiseled look like this. Sometimes coming into this area here. So when switching over back to a synthetic here, will give me that. Pop up a few of these. Just a little bit more stronger reds now again into it. So it's now you can start to judge things a little bit better too, you know. You have the thing blocked in and you start to see, okay, this could be just a few strokes and push in a few colors and that's it. Don't need too much more. Now I'm going to go down and start getting a little bit farther back here, and then we'll start digging on the everything else. I just need to clean up a few areas here. Got a couple over paints. You can see a lot of. Get that out of here. Okay. It's going to work this little area here. There's just a few smaller. Most of the stuff is just rim lighting. It's not like, you know, painting the whole thing. It's just really catching the light on the outside rim of the object or the tree. Not like a full, you know, rendering out of it. I don't need too much of that. Here's a little bit of softening of edges. You know, that bristle did a lot of nice work. So this is just like going back in and just, you know, sometimes just wipes out the total darks too a little bit, you know. So you know, sometimes you need to come back and lay those in just a little clean spot. Not much. Okay. Bring this down a few spots. Not bad. I said even the bottom of the painting, because of doesn't have to be a lot of things to look at there, but I'm just thinking there's a rock here that might add a little bit to it right in here, coming through this plant here a little bit. That color, that was going to be sky color, and some of that purple I was going to use there. Turned out to be a little bit brighter than I intended, so. Feeling of a rock shape going back in between these things, and then it gets, you know, a little brush going through it, of course. A little spot here, and then just an opening, and then just soften it a little bit. I hit it with some purple, I think, because yeah, gray it out a little bit more. It's a little bright, but being the only bright thing in the painting right now, it's going to be like that. All right, how are we doing here? Got a lot of stuff in. You know, see, those are sky holes. You can see if you put them in with the right same color that's right behind it, it's going to be off. So you got to go with a color that's like a dot or two darker for when you put it in these middle of these trees, or else they jump too much. I'm gonna bring this orange down a little bit. Break that. Look for little areas to break back in here, some greens. A little green on the top of this area. Yeah, I kind of made a mess there. Trying to see if I could take up that blue purple into this back up in here without enough paint, and sometimes it just wouldn't let me. This gets mushy. So a few touches. See about coming into here a little bit, bring it into this bush, or I mean into the mountain and back. Here's some of that blue against some of that red orange and stuff. Looks really good. There we go. And just roll my brush over it. A little bit lighter on those areas. Darker, and then we will get onto the flowers really quick now. Right there. Just really trying to make sure a lot of this stuff back in here, it's all taken care of. Gonna break this, yeah, get this green back in here a little bit deeper. Break this, make it kind of this red kind of wind. I missed that. I didn't put that in right, so just getting some greens into it here and there on the outsides and nibbling away. Too much. More with green there, and I'm going to call that area background finished enough that we can move on. Okay. Well, put in these flowers and stuff. I mean, I'm going to use a bristle brush just for the basic amount of paint I want to put on them. Just a good, probably a good sized bristle brush that's probably just a hair too big to do the job. This is a filbert bristle brush. In fact, So it has nibs, sides cut off a little bit and stuff. So I just take and put it in. And so I'm going to put in like, start with some of the cloud colors. Probably some of the more red pinks and stuff like that. Put those in, and some of the bluer ones. Look for the deeper values that are in here. I'm going to start right about in here on this one, right about in here, and work back. So I'm going to start off with a blue though. This is a little bright. Maybe it's too bright. Let's see. So I'm going to go for this one, and it goes here and just catch the angles, flat and in there. We're going to just twist it off. Get 3/4, basic good shape to it. Smaller one behind it, more of a slash, and then a little bit bigger one. Always adjusting.
Is it kind of a blue color, Jim?
Yes, this is basically what I use for the sky almost. You know, I probably could put it up there and you wouldn't even know it. But it'll be great for the base tones of these areas. You know, you put them in and just twist them off. You want to get a nice mush of everything together. And I'm going to go with the blues first and maybe switch to a little bit of more purplish color down in here. Those guys just having a little red in this color, it comes forward just like really quick. You can really see the separation of colors. So these guys, different angles. So that these guys are not the same angle next to each other. So even if they or size, they're just going to be switching around a little bit. I'm going to go with a warmer color, more red into it. I'm going to do the bigger ones on this side over here, these guys. Just the back insides. I want to put in the red first because I want to come back with the green on top of it. So this is the big one right here. So I'm going to open up my brush fully and twist it off. You know, and get basically the base shape to it. You just keep on moving, working towards the sky, you know. And I don't want to cover up my house. This one, but it's okay to take a little bit of the house there. Yeah, so just twisting that brush off so it's not, you know, you're pulling it in a regular direction and stuff, but oh, that's a good one. That's there. So I'm going to move this one over a little bit. I have to move it over. I don't want to. It was a bad idea. Oh well. Just thinking, you know, when you start laying things out, you know, there's just a little different than what was there. Placement. So this one just a little bit bigger. This one underneath it. And that nice orange tree there. That's what I was trying to stay away from. But hey, it didn't work. It wasn't going to work. I needed that area to reach. I need these guys to reach out. So I can make this area here. Put it back in there. That's what I was thinking. Too much white. Now it's a mess. Oh well. And then look for a few pink ones. You're gonna find those. These pink ones, I mean, this is cad red and white and stuff. Basically a cloud color I put up here. Yeah, that's all this like stuff right over here is gonna be. And just by taking and rocking my brush, trying not to let it be too catch very, it's very light touch. I'm just getting over the tops and reaching up a little bit. Okay. So that's the basic ones right there. That works out pretty well. You know, the placement, just getting that placement done. Um, you know, and I'm not going to worry. I still got a few in the middle here I could probably put in too. Those are still in the red. I could have gone right in here. A little stronger. And lighten them up. We'll be lightening them up as we go. Oh, see, contrast. All right. I'm going to come back now and start working on these big ones here. These 3, 4, these clumps of ones on this side, on the left side. Then I'll get this clump here. Everything else, you know, anything else is just, you know, gravy. Those are the ones that, you know, you want to hit. Finding that value of green, of phthalo green in it first. That's what I want to do first. I think this is the one I was talking about. I made up, and you can see that's just too light. That was way too light. How about down in here? Not as bad down in here, but still no color in it.
What color is that, Jim? What color are you using?
It should be, this is going to be phthalo green, a little bit of alizarin in it, and white. Let me see about down here. Yeah. Maybe, let me try the cad red. I'm just not getting enough phthalo green to show through. The white just kind of kicked it out a little bit on that one, brightened it up too much. I don't have the yellow in there either. Just a hair of those colors together. Yeah, a little bit more phthalo green. Make sure it's this guy's a different angle than the mountain back there too. You know, you get away with it. It works fine in the photo, but as soon as I did that, I was doing it. It wouldn't let me. It just wasn't right. So this is just a little bit stronger, that color. They just did too much white in it. And you couldn't see the green coming through. And I don't want it like too strong, but I just want it showing it through, because then I put the yellow on top of it and some pinks on the outsides for highlights, and you should be there. Definitely on these guys, you're going to see a lot of that phthalo green. Definitely this one, you see it right in here, this front edge, back edge here. And, you know, there's only a few of these you can have to think about putting that in. You're going to find also. And also, it's less is more back in here. You just put a few of those guys in. You don't put all of them in, because they get really spotty real quick. Okay. I'm going to go in. This is a yellow color I made up, the yellow version. Is that too much? This is cobalt blue and the alizarin with the cad yellow in it with white. This is that color we made up. And using it, go around some of these areas on the back edge here. Okay, now I'm just gonna hit. One of the things too is as you go, concentrate on these guys. These guys, you know, whatever I'm putting over here is a mid-tone here becomes almost highlights on these guys. It seems like this color I was putting back in here, which is going to be yellowish color, it's pretty much going to do everything on these guys. They don't even get like any more color in them. They don't need much. Go on with the yellow. Just that. I'm going to put in with a knife. Sometimes a bristle, I just want to really kind of clean and kind of just feels like, you know, what happens. So I'm going to do some of these stems and some of these other pieces here with my knife. Sometimes that's just loose and keeps it loose. So I just want to be able to put this bottom in really kind of strong and get a few scratches out of it. Could be a little more yellow, pink. This is this ochreish color here, running yellow ochre and Venetian hair color. And I just put a little cad orange into it, that color. I'm just going through and get a few of these spots here. They're usually underneath the blossom and stuff. You can see them. This is a good one right here. Spot. Okay. All right, let's see. Last little thing is to, like I said, draw in the I gotta find my implement and put it away. Yeah, I'm just gonna be drawing in the stems, going back, and figure out. That's the big thing, is making sure you got these guys all go to the same one. So let's put a stick. I want to put a stick in there. Make sure I have the stick over here to lead them back to kind of a red gray kind of stick. Okay. Start with that. I'll just see if I can erase out the line I want. And if they don't turn out, I can. Okay. way too bright. You can see it just takes all the paint off all the way down. So it's just a little too bright. But just making sure I get these guys in.
It's such a great tool, isn't it?
It is a good tool for this. I mean, really, you can do that stuff, and now it's just a few little touches, and maybe I can get it into place. And if nothing else, if you also, it's great for little, if you do want to just smush those highlights in, change these edges a little bit and bring out a little bit, play with the paint, and you can do that really easy too, and it works. It gives you that highlight, and without putting on much more paint, take, just using a little bit. So, but I'm not going to go too far with it. Breaking up a few spots. Okay. Like I said, those guys are way too bright, way too bright. We probably should have like something else coming off of my little leaf. Think about those. Okay. Now I'm just going to take a regular bristle brush, soft bristle brush, and just, tap the lines a little bit. Take that harshness off them just by touching them. Whenever you get to a different color, like background wise stuff, make sure you wipe your brush, because also you're gonna take a lot of color up there you don't want, especially in the sky. Everything else, I don't think it's not huge down in here. Not a huge problem. And if nothing else, it just made a line that I can follow. Not a big deal. Touch these things all together. Come. I'm just going to go with my knife now and put in a few of these back ones and stuff. You can see I want those kind of cool stuff. So I'm going to almost go with this purple, this green. Let me see this light green we put in the middle of these guys. And if I put them in with a knife, they're going to gain just that much more paint, light, and I can just get a few more in, break up this area and create a trail. Going back and forth just to break this. Be turning your knife too, so you don't put them all in at the same angle. And not the same size. Every once in a while, you need a bigger one or a clump of paint. That's about it. And just think about which ones I want to build up a little bit more. too big. Okay, just put in some air and we're done. I know that this was a good air. Yeah, if you need to go back in, like, I can put in my end of connecting things with my knife afterwards like this. I can at least follow those lines a little bit. A couple little dots of paint here, little yellows to draw the eye around. Could be birds in the background, could be little things like that, could be stuff pollen in the air. Always like to use those to swing things back around. Sometimes you get areas like this up here. You could just use a couple dots for taking away a few things. Bring things around. Go. A couple darker ones to and lighter areas to keep those moving so I don't get too boring. The house is the house. I mean, I could put, I'm going to put on it. Put a little wire on it. They could, if you want to put poles in, any of the poles, definitely I would say, now that you have everything in here, you can see where you want one. You don't like putting them in too soon, telephone phone poles and things like that. They just they cause more problems than they help. If you need to put them in, they you can at least find a places for them now instead of just putting them in and then working around them. You can find areas like this could definitely go in and be a nice, work its way through here, the land where it goes through a little bit better. And I don't put in, I don't have to put in the lines. I'm not going to put any of that stuff in. Nope, I'm not. Nope. All right, let's see what everybody's doing. I'll bring you guys in close. And you can sort of see how I'm trying to clump things together light-wise. This side dark, this one side a little bit more light. This one a little cooler light. Let me undo this leg here a little bit before I can bring it down a little bit lower.
It's beautiful.
It's starting to go back in space and rolls around. Sorry, look. So
Very nice.
okay,
Gorgeous.
it's fun. It was a nice fun one. I do, like doing landscapes. I mean, especially after we've been a little challenged there with the last ones we did. What I tried to do is do the, gray, very limited color on the lighthouse, and then last week we did the other one, which is still kind of limited color, but in the shadows. And then this one a little bit more brighter coming up. Next week we're gonna probably go put it all together again, and maybe we're gonna add a figure in, or we're gonna add an animal in. So one of those two things we're gonna add in next week to the ideas of color and thing, and should turn out pretty nice. All right, let's see what you guys all have. Turn on your lights, turn on your things, your mics, and let me know. Cindy's right up there. Let's see Cindy first.
Great.
Cindy, how you doing, girl?
Good.
Oh, yeah. This would be
Beautiful.
right. This was right
Oh,
up your
yeah.
alley. Look at that.
Wow.
I really knew what these flowers looked like.
Oh,
First of
my.
all,
Yeah,
and
oh
secondly,
my.
I love landscapes. Thank
yeah,
you.
I know you do. I try not to give you too much. I want to make you work for it. All right. This is coming along really great. Your flowers are fabulous. They jump out of that scene. Your red brown, I would say move it around a little bit more, because it's in one little spot there. Find a little bit,
You mean put it back in, more back in here? Yeah.
a little more
I
back
have it
in
a little
there, that
faded
kind of
back
stuff.
there.
Find a few more spots for it, I would say. And see about bringing just little glints of it down deeper into some of the green darks you got down at the very bottom. Put a few of those guys in there, just a little bit of those guys in there. Really good job. I like the really good handling of the tool. Those guys look great. I would say, yeah, the same thing. You might just touch them here and there to soften them away so they're not all the same value going back. But really great job on that. Sky looks really good, nicely blended out. I would say also that the mountain in the back, I'd say watch that color. No, not that one, the love. The other one, I think it could go a little bluer, more blue into that color. I think it's coming forward a little bit too far. So instead of having all that purple in there, push a little bit more of the blue into that. That should soften it up, and then look for a little more highlights in it. That's all. Everything else is fabulous. You're right there. Another half hour
Thank
work
you.
and you're done.
All
Sign
right.
it.
Sounds great.
Congrats.
Thank you. It was fun. Thank you so much.
Oh, you knocked it out. And let's see if Carrie, did you paint today?
I did. I got very lost.
Good.
Oh,
Ooh.
beautiful.
You need to get
Come
lost
closer.
more often. You need to get lost.
Carrie,
Tell
come
her. Yeah.
closer.
I got very, very, very
Come up
lost.
closer. We can see it. Come on, there you go. We saw. Oh, come on. Now you're so funny.
Not quite that
Wow.
close.
Really great
Cool.
job on that. Those clouds are fabulous.
Oh,
Really good brush work. That really works well with your way you're working your brush. That stuff looks great. The mountains is coming along really well. Your greens are still strong, and your reds are popping. Boy, look at those reds and oranges down at the bottom. Wow, those were really coming along, starting to scream out of there. Really nice. That's really nice. Well, it's okay. If she would have had her
I'm
flowers
gonna have to
in there,
watch
but
this again and
I don't know what
again.
I don't know what she's been doing, with all that time we gave her. She could have been putting in flowers.
Very pretty.
It's really, really,
Beautiful.
really great colors. Okay.
Colors
Yeah.
are gorgeous.
I would say, if you're going to put the flowers in, yeah, you can start putting them in and taking it a little bit easier on the background. You don't have to do hardly anything. I wouldn't be doing much else on the background. You really concentrate on the flowers a little bit and just put them in like you're putting everything else in, and you should be great.
Okay.
Really, really solid painting.
Okay. I was biting my nails on that one.
No, quit it. Yeah. It's a beauty. Okay, we got Molly. Did you paint?
Yep, I did. Let me,
Yay!
how do I get this turned around here? Hang on. Have a little, sorry. Here we go.
Mhm.
Whoop. There we go.
Ooh,
Nice.
Molly, we knew you'd do good.
Very, I love your sky. It's
Wow,
gorgeous.
Molly.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow, you guys, none of your guys looks like mine. What is this? What is this, you guys? You guys are all trying outdoing me. Look at that mountain back there. She went in and put in a real mountain back there. It feels like you can almost feel, you can feel that mountain. You can really, wow. That
Thank
is
you.
so nice. That feels the atmosphere on it is very consistent. And
You
throughout the
notice, Jim,
painting.
none of us have your dumb house. I put mine in and it looked like,
Oh, I took it out like 3 times.
so did I. I took it, put it in and I'm like, this looks like, I don't even know what it looks like. It's just weird.
That's the whole thing. Yeah,
It
it
wasn't-
doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be in there. It was just, maybe it's oils. We could. It's a rub out in 2 seconds. We all know that. So, try it. The sky's working out really great. Colors, beautiful all the way through. No problems. Very handsome colors. You're doing a great job on controlling the light on the Queen Anne's lace. It's not getting too bright and stuff, which is always a problem, making them stand out too far. Good, really good stems coming down from them, very nicely, gently put in. That's very nice. Congrats all the way through. I don't know what else. What are you thinking about fixing?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know about this little mountain over here, or just leave it. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say anything there. I rubbed in a little bit of the warm sky into it and
Okay.
softened it up a little and softened
Okay,
that.
yeah,
that-
it's kind of like I didn't know
Yeah.
what to do. Okay.
yeah,
thanks.
yeah. Just rub a little bit of that red sky into it, and you'll be
Okay.
fine. And I
Okay.
just really like the way you handled your that red brown area. The that
Oh.
has some real fun things into it.
Thanks. Well,
kinda-
thank you
I
so
like
much.
that. You're welcome. Nice piece.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Allison, let's see with Allison. Allison, turn on your mic and we're go. Jeannie's coming up with her mic, and we got Mary and Minnie. Mimi. Okay.
Hi.
There she is.
My landscape
Alice-
looks a bit different from yours because I got interrupted by the telephone, so I fell behind. So I hope I finished this one.
I know.
Ooh.
I
It's
don't
beautiful.
know. You didn't sign it, so I can make comments.
Wow.
Okay, I'll sign it.
That is fabulous. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I am. I am really. Yeah, it took today though. I wasn't happy until about 5 minutes ago. So
That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes on these things. It's just like a couple strokes, and all of a sudden it changes the whole thing.
yeah.
That's spectacular. Wow. Yeah, I
Did a
don't know
great
what
job.
else. I wouldn't know what to say. To say that I don't see anything wrong with it at all.
Okay.
It
I'll
is
put it down.
beautiful.
Thank
Wow.
you.
That is
Thank you.
congratulations. Good piece. Okay,
I
no-
it was good to finish it. You know, I was frustrated I fell behind, and then I thought, well, at least hopefully I can finish something, which is, you know, good.
we still got 4 weeks left. You can get one more painting out of you, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
We'll work
Yeah.
you. We'll work it. But congratulations on that. That's a beauty.
Thank you.
Stuff.
And thanks for your
Okay.
great instruction and photograph.
I tell you, my instruction is the best.
It sure is.
You are the
It
best.
sure is.
You are the best.
See,
Yeah, you are.
there you go. All right. Well, good. We'll talk to you in a bit. Okay. Mimi, let's see.
Hi, Jim. I wasn't able to paint today, unfortunately.
Wow. What? Okay. No problem. Then we got Jeannie. Jeannie painted. I know Jeannie painted. We're going to Jeannie.
I did not paint today. I was running late. But you know what? I have to tell you, so there's such a difference between painting along with you and actually watching you. I learned a lot just from watching, I have to say. So I'm looking forward to painting it.
Okay. It is a good one to paint. It
Sorry
is a
about that.
very nice one to paint. Okay. No, hey, you know, you guys are on your own. You're big kids. You guys can take it. Okay. Anne Marie, did you paint?
I just finished mixing my colors.
Oh, let's see your colors then.
Took a while.
You don't
I,
have to.
I agree with Jeannie. Sometimes the watching is really, really instructive, and just taking little notes on some of the touches that you're doing. So I'm going to paint it this afternoon and I'll post it. But yeah, I haven't actually started the painting yet.
No worries. No worries at all, guys. You know, I'm just happy to have you all here. Okay.
Was fun.
Yeah, did I miss anybody? I
I'm
don't think
here.
so. Who's it? Molly? No. Oh,
No.
Mary. Mary Kay. God, you're so quiet, Mary Kay.
Here we
How
go.
you doing? I'm so sorry.
Oh, how pretty.
Geez. Now you guys know why I didn't want to show it off. This is why we didn't want to show yours off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Really
Beautiful.
great color mixing. You did a great job on that. You really, really nailed all those colors. Congrats on that. The only little things I would say, yeah, you might have to lighten up that one, the sky above the mountain, back mountain a little bit. You know, that light area. Just see if you brighten that up a little bit more. And then bring in a little bit more light into the flowers themselves. Yeah, that area. Oh, that looks better. Okay, you had it turned down. Okay, yeah, it wasn't catching enough light. You're close. You're really close to it. That's good. Okay, well, see, that's one of the things. Your Queen Anne's lace is well done. I mean, well drawn. You listened really well about not putting in too many in there. I think you could put maybe one or two more in there though, because you're getting a line, and right in the middle, following the big stalk, you got a rhythm of 5 of them going together, going this way. So put 1 or 2 small ones next to the bottom ones to break it up.
Okay.
Otherwise, that's beautiful. You know, soften the edge of the back mountain with a finger. Yeah, you really got a nice combination of sky to cloud to the sun, working really well color wise. I love that, and it's like, okay, you know, it's okay. You know, wait, I don't want to pat you on the back too hard. Okay, it's too nice. When they're too nice, you only get a small pat. Okay, that was pretty. I'm very impressed with all you guys. Those were some really nice paintings.
So
Again,
fun today.
done in a couple of hours here. Very nice. You guys just keep going, man. Keep painting. You know, you don't have to just paint my stuff. You can paint some stuff on your own too. And we all like to take a look and see what else you're doing. You know, I'm happy. So
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Jim.
Fun.
It was
Thank
so
you.
fun.
thank
Thank
you.
See you
It's
next
Always
time.
good. It's always a
Can I
great.
get this one to show you and maybe you could critique it a minute? Could I get just
Who wants
one
to-
real quick? Me,
You
get
wanna-
Cindy.
Cindy, you have something to show real quick? Okay. Otherwise, you guys are all released. What'd you do, Paint Cindy? Oh,
Oh, how cute.
Aw.
That is so
Adorable.
cute.
That was hanging in my dad's workshop when I was a little girl. And after he passed, somehow we lost it. But my brother found it on the internet. So I painted from that. It's just for me, so I can't sell it or anything, but it's just for memory's sake for me.
Oh,
Oh,
I always
can
thought
always
that
pay-
my grandpa, because I never knew my grandpa. So that's what I painted.
Ah, well,
oh.
you can always make prints of it and give it out to your
Like
family
little
and stuff.
cards. Yeah, that's a great idea. How
Yeah,
do I do that? How do I do that?
you just take a picture of it, a nice picture of it, and with your camera, you got your daughter's a photographer. You can get a good shot of it, and then you can send it into places. Like, you know, there's a few
Oh,
places
okay. Okay.
that you can send them into and make cards.
Any corrections though? Well, I know it's framed already, but it's easy to take out.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make any corrections on it. It's one of those ones where I think it works fine, you
Good.
know, and I don't want to, you know,
Oh, Grandpa.
tell you what, you know, color. I think the image and everything else says is all you want to say.
Okay,
You
good.
know,
Thank
You
you
know,
so
if you
much.
want to get into, you know, realistic colors and stuff like that, it's probably going to be, you know,
It's just a little
need
walk
more
down memory
information.
lane, you know, for me.
Yeah, you know, it is as a poster or as a graphic element thing. It looks great. You know, you don't. Yeah,
It was
you can go
fun.
back into it and finesse a lot of things, but you might be able to finesse things. But if you're copying something else, you don't know, and you need to know what that looked like. Anyway, otherwise, guys, that's it.
It was so much
Pretty
fun.
much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Tim. Very
All right,
fun.
guys.
Guys, have a great week.
Everybody have
Yeah.
a great week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ready for
Okay,
next week.
bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.